Hey, and welcome. We're going to jump straight into what the business world might look like in 2025.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
We've got a real mix of sources here: trend reports, marketing stuff, some solid advice for startups, and, just wisdom from entrepreneurs.
Right. And the goal is basically to give you a clear picture of what's coming, what you need to think about, maybe help you avoid some pitfalls.
Exactly. Without making your head spin with too much jargon, just getting you ready for the business year ahead.
Sounds good.
Okay, so first off, one thing that jumped out at me was that 2024 wasn't exactly a year of massive earthquakes in business, was it?
No, not really. It felt more like gradual shifts, things moving steadily.
Yeah, steady shifts that are kind of setting the stage for 2025.
That's a good way to put it. It's not one big shock, but more like these three powerful forces just constantly reshaping things.
Which are?
Technology,
Yeah.
obviously. Then how customers are behaving, their expectations. And of course, the economy always shifting.
Right, those three. They seem to be behind almost everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
And speaking of tech, AI, I mean, it's just everywhere in these reports.
Oh, absolutely. It's unavoidable. The numbers are pretty staggering, actually.
Like, what was it? 77% of businesses are either using it or seriously exploring it.
Yeah, something like that. And globally, over a third are already using AI in some capacity. That's fast adoption.
And the market size. Huge.
Huge. $184 billion this year. It just shows businesses are putting real money into this. It's not just hype anymore.
Okay, but beyond the big numbers, where is it actually making a difference day to day? Customer support seems like an obvious one.
Definitely. You see that a lot. AI for 247 support. About half the businesses using AI mention that.
Makes sense.
But it goes so much further. Think healthcare, AI helping with diagnostics, predicting health issues even.
Wow.
Or finance getting much smarter at spotting fraud. And in manufacturing, using AI to predict when machines might fail before they do. Predictive maintenance.
So it saves money and hassle down the line.
Exactly. Real practical benefits. That's what's driving it.
Gotcha. Okay, another big theme that kept popping up was sustainability. It feels different now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It's less of a nice to have and more. Well, more of an expectation.
Customers are demanding it more?
You bet. People are genuinely making buying decisions based on a company's ethical and environmental practices. It's starting to hit the bottom line.
And it's not just talk, right? We're seeing actual examples.
Right, like biodegradable packaging is becoming more common. Companies focusing on ethical sourcing.
And those circular economy models,
Yeah.
like Patagonia and Levi's doing repairs and buybacks.
Exactly. Those are great examples. It shows it can actually work for big brands.
Mm-hmm.
And the key thing now is linking those ESG strategies, environmental, social, governance,
Right, ESG.
linking those to measurable goals. Companies are being held more accountable. They need to show results, not just make promises.
Makes sense. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Remote and hybrid work, that seems pretty locked in now.
It really does. The demand from employees for that work-life balance is strong.
People want that flexibility.
They absolutely do. And companies are realizing, happy employees often mean a more productive workforce. It's simple, really.
Yeah, it's becoming a must-have to attract good people.
Definitely a key factor in recruitment and retention now.
So keeping employees happy is one thing, but you've also got customers, and their expectations seem higher than ever.
Oh, through the roof. Customers have so many choices today. They won't hesitate to walk if they have a bad experience.
The stat was pretty stark, wasn't it? Like 64% will switch after just one bad interaction.
Yeah, almost two-thirds.
Yeah.
That's a huge risk for any business.
Wow. But the flip side is, if you fix their problems well,
That you can actually build more loyalty. That same number, about 64%, say they'll spend more if you resolve their issue effectively.
so there's a real opportunity there.
Absolutely. And making it personal is key. Hyper-personalization.
Like Amazon's recommendations.
Exactly. That's a
Yeah.
classic example. Think about it. 35% of their sales come from those recommendations. AI is powering that.
That's huge.
And things like dynamic pricing, adjusting prices based on demand, can make customers feel like they're getting a tailored deal. It increases retention, too.
So it's moving beyond just collecting customer data. It's about using it smartly. This whole smart enterprise idea.
That's the core of it. Not just hoarding data, but turning it into actual insights that different teams can use, creating that smooth feedback loop across the company.
Right. Connecting the dots.
Yeah, that's a big part of digital transformation. It's not just adding tech. It's rethinking how the business operates using that tech.
And Tesla's factory automation. That sounds like next level stuff. Hyper automation.
It really is. using robotics, AI, data analytics, basically automating and optimizing everything they possibly can in production.
And the results.
Significant cost reductions, like 30%, and efficiency boosts around 40%. It shows the power of really integrating these technologies and using data constantly.
Okay, let's zoom in on marketing for 2025. Sounds like another area where AI is just shaking things up completely.
Definitely. Marketing is evolving super fast, and AI is, well, it's the main driver right now.
So what's the focus for marketing teams?
Agility is key. Being able to react quickly, make decisions based on data, not just guesswork, being adaptable.
And how are they reaching people? What's working?
Short-form video is huge,
Yeah.
especially for millennials and Gen Z. Visual storytelling, things that feel authentic.
Right, like TikTok and Reels.
Exactly. And influencer collaborations are still delivering really strong ROI,
Yeah.
partnering with those trusted voices.
Interesting. And where is AI specifically helping marketers, like with their actual jobs?
Good question. Content creation is the biggest one, writing copy, generating images. About 35% are using it for that.
Okay.
Then data analysis, figuring out what campaigns are working, that's around 30%. Workflow automation is another maybe 20%. And even AI-powered market research, about 15%.
So it's becoming a real toolkit for them.
A very powerful toolkit, yeah.
All right, let's switch focus. For anyone listening who's maybe thinking of starting their own business in 2025, there was some really practical advice in our sources, especially with examples from Dubai.
Yeah, some great grounded advice. And the fundamentals still really matter, don't they?
Like research and planning. Seems obvious, but crucial.
Absolutely crucial. You have to understand the market you're entering. What's the local demand? What are the rules? In a place like Dubai, you also need to understand the specific business culture.
And getting the legal structure right from the start, like mainland versus free zone in Dubai.
Oh, that's a big one. It impacts ownership, where you can operate.
Yeah.
Everything. Getting proper legal and regulatory advice up front is non-negotiable.
Covers licensing, hiring, visas, taxes, all that stuff.
All of it. Trying to wing it there is just asking for trouble.
And location still matters, right? That old saying.
Still absolutely true, especially in a focused market. The right location can make or break your visibility. Talking to local experts is key.
And then there were tips like, managing money carefully, being patient.
Definitely. Sound financial management is critical. Have a realistic budget, plan for unexpected costs, build an emergency fund if you can.
Yeah.
So many businesses fail because of cash flow problems.
And patience. It takes time.
It really does. Resilience is key. You will face setbacks.
And that digital presence. Gotta have it from day one.
Non-negotiable today. A professional website, active social media, making sure people can find you online with SEO. It's your storefront, even if you have a physical one.
I liked the point about not trying to do it all yourself.
Yes, that's such a common trap for entrepreneurs. Burnout is real.
So build a network, hire help, automate.
All of the above. Build a support system, get help where you need it, use tools to automate repetitive tasks. It frees you up to focus on the important stuff.
And ultimately it comes back to the customer, doesn't it?
Always. Prioritize that customer experience. Loyal customers are your bedrock. Treat them well.
And the big warning sign was about underestimating the financial planning needed.
Yeah, a really common mistake. Not budgeting realistically, not accounting for hidden costs. It can sink you fast. You need a solid plan and probably more buffer than you think.
Okay, this next idea was interesting. Building new businesses within an existing company as a way to build resilience, not just cutting costs when things get tough.
Right. It's about being proactive, not just reactive. In uncertain times, creating new ventures can diversify your income streams and make the whole company more adaptable.
And established companies actually have some advantages here, yeah.
They do. They've got infrastructure, talent, brand recognition already. They might struggle a bit with being nimble or changing internal culture, but those are solvable problems.
And the data showed this worked during the pandemic. Companies doing this retained more revenue.
Yeah, the difference was noticeable. Something like 34% revenue retention versus 26% for those who didn't focus on business building. It suggests it really does build resilience.
And these new businesses aren't just duplicates. They could be countercyclical, right?
Right.
Doing well when the main business struggles.
Exactly. Or businesses that take on more parts of the value chain. Or those circular models we talked about earlier.
Like that EMA safety footwear example, working with competitors even.
Yeah, creating a fully circular system for safety shoes. It's innovative and builds resilience against supply chain issues and resource scarcity. It protects against future shocks.
Now, for smaller businesses, SMEs, this whole digital transformation thing can seem daunting.
It really can. And there's often confusion about what it even means.
Right, mixing it up with just digitization, like just putting stuff online.
Exactly. True digital transformation is more strategic. It's about fundamentally rethinking your business model and operations using digital tools. But customer expectations are forcing their hand, really.
They have to adapt.
They do. And there's this TOE framework technology organization environment that helps understand why some SMEs adopt tech and others don't.
So it looks at internal factors like leadership support.
Right, especially if you have younger leaders or professional managers coming in. Also, the internal need to grow, become more efficient, maybe go global,
And external factors.
like competition.
Yeah, industry competition, how fast things are changing, customer demands, regulations, even the availability of tech partners, all that plays a role.
But SMEs face real hurdles, don't they? Awareness, complexity, cost.
Peak time, just
Yeah.
knowing what to do, how to implement it, what to prioritize when resources are tight, and finding the money. These are major challenges.
Can consultants or vendors help?
They can, but SMEs often find it hard to get truly unbiased long-term support. Industry associations can help sometimes too, but often lack deep tech expertise.
But if they can navigate it, the payoff seems huge.
Oh, definitely. Reconnecting with customers in new ways, reimagining their business model, making operations leaner, rebuilding the organization for the future, the potential is massive.
And industry-specific platforms can help accelerate this. Yeah, platforms tailored to specific sectors can be really powerful for SMEs. They offer relevant tools and connect them with others in their field, making adoption easier.
Okay, finally, let's touch on some of that really raw experiential advice from entrepreneurs. One thing was about being sensitive to results, knowing when to quit or change course.
So critical. You can't be blindly optimistic. You need abandonment points, triggers for course correction. Being honest about what's working and what isn't is vital.
And investing in support, mentors, advisors.
Absolutely. Trying to figure everything out alone is tough and often leads to costly mistakes. Getting experienced guidance is usually worth the investment.
We even got super specific tips, like for selling music beats online in 2025.
Yeah, like focusing on longer YouTube videos, using Instagram Reels smartly with automation, bundling products.
It just shows how even niche markets need to adapt to the current digital landscape.
Exactly. It's about finding what works on the platforms where your audience hangs out.
And those lessons from Reddit, pretty unfiltered.
Huh? Yeah, some real gems in there.
Like, clients can be unreliable, get paid up front.
A hard lesson many learn.
The journey can be lonely. Employees might not care as much as you do, so build processes.
Very true. You need systems so the business doesn't rely solely on your passion or presence.
Network constantly. Ask for referrals. Talk to a CPA and lawyer early. Don't mix friends and customers too much.
All solid advice. Document your processes. Always be looking for new business.
And that last one, practice aggressive patience. I like that.
V2. It means hustle hard, do everything you can, but also understand that building something real takes time. You can't force everything.
Great mindset. Okay, so wrapping it all up, it feels like success in 2025 is about being adaptable.
Right, definitely. Adaptable, smart about technology, especially AI.
Keeping the customer right at the center of things.
Always. And building a business that's resilient, that can handle the bumps in the road.
Because the changes aren't stopping.
Not a chance. The companies that embrace change, innovate, but also stick to sound principles, they're the ones who will likely thrive.
So, maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Looking at all this stuff we've covered, which of these trends do you think is going to hit your world the hardest?
Good question.
And maybe what's one concrete thing you could start doing, like today or this week, to get ready for that dynamic environment in 2025? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.